We are live. So, right now, I'm sitting in the trailer, and I'm kind of just waiting for Speedweek to start the last night number 5. I'm gonna wait for a few people to tune in here. Tyler Fox, turn off this fan, even though it's like 100 degrees outside. Still, just so it doesn't mess up my audio here. What's up, everyone? How's it going? I forgot to do a recap yesterday. We were just so busy. So what happened is we pretty much for Speedweek, we've been waking up at 11, going to bed at about 1, waking up and then just maintaining, you know, gear change, cleaning the car, maintenance on the motor, little things you have to do, shocks, gears, torque, ball, you know, just there's lots of stuff that goes along with the sprint cars. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in right now. I'm going to be kind of getting into our recap for how the night is, for how the last 2 nights have went, and then I'll be going and showing you guys the racetrack. So how it went, night number 3 was at Banks, very, very small racetrack, and yeah, and we were running sprint cars there. So it was, they say it's a quarter mile. I don't know if it's really a quarter mile. I honestly think we could probably race outlaw carts there. Carly.
What?
Say hi.
Hi.
You haven't been in my videos lately. She's camera shy. So Banks, we had an alright night, qualified 8 out of cars. Some people skip out on Banks. They're just not a big fan of how small the track is and stuff. You guys can look it up. It looks way bigger in the pictures, actually. I thought it was going to be that small, but it was really, really small. Don't even think we got over half throttle. Oh my. Carly, look at this. Carly's riding her. She's borrowing someone's bike. She's just been riding it all weekend. I'm not even joking. We're at Cottage Grove right now. So anyway, Banks, qualified 8 out of 20 cars, finished 6th in the heat race. We were running 4th, and it was just one lane right around the bottom the whole time. And what happened is the place is so small, a guy got doored in front of me in a sprint car, got doored, and spun out, came down the track and hit me. I had nowhere to go, and we collected, I think, 1 more car, and that made the torsion bar go bad. So I just was so tight, pushing, and I think that's when I finished 6th in the heat race. Started 16th in the feature. There wasn't much passing. Ended up 14th. Was kind of just trying to finish, ride around, and get some more laps. But my best night of the whole week so far was last night at Cottage Grove. Probably number 1 just because I really, really like this racetrack and I seem like I do well here. Also, Banks, Lebanon, and Coos Bay I'd never been to, so I didn't really know what the track was going to do. And since I have lots of, or not lots I would say, but I have some limited experience here in the limited 360, you know, I kind of knew what the track was going to do. So last night, qualified 5th in Group B. We had 28 cars on tap. And ended up 4th in the heat race, so not bad. Set us up 11th in points out of 28 and was able to start 11th in the feature and finish 10th. Early on in the race, it kind of just went green. It went green to checkered almost. First 3 laps, I think we had like 2 or 3 yellows and then a red flag, and then we went 27 laps green flag racing. So it was a lot of fun. Like I said, I finished good. Was able to sneak into the top 10, I think, on the last lap. If I would have found the grip a little bit faster, so I was running the bottom the whole race because the track was really hooked up. I can tell you, Brian Crockett, he didn't want to make the track hooked up. Usually when we come to Cottage Grove, it's slick. But when you have a 2-night show like this where you run Friday, Saturday at the same track, if it was slick last night, tonight it'd be rubber down, you know. So he had to make the track really, really slick, or really, really hooked up, so it'd be really slick tonight. I'm going to go show you guys the racetrack, though, now. So, like I said, started 11th, finished 10th, had a solid night. I mean, also, if you look at the results, though, ahead of me, who won? Buddy Kofoid. If you look at the results ahead of me, there's like some big heavy hitters, even if you guys behind me. So I think Steven Tyner finished behind me, Lucas Ash, but then some guys that finished ahead of me. You had Buddy Kofoid, Kyle Miller, Justin Cox, Jason Sowald. I mean, and the list can go on. I think there's 4 or 5 more drivers. I'm just trying to remember them off the top of my head. Garen Linder, some good drivers from Oregon and California and Washington that were just really, really fast. Now I'll go show you guys the racetrack, but last look at the race car, we just pressure washed it not that long ago. It's like I said, it's like 100 degrees here. Got our shirts hung up. We're gonna go over and look at the racetrack here. tough driving the quad with one hand. So here's a look, Cottage Grove Speedway, live. All right, so like I said, last night it was really hooked up. You know, down in 1 and 2, we were just rolling the bottom. Like, left front was even going through the infield a few times, and that wasn't the fastest way around. But, you know, we had our left front right on the berm. Down here, it's a little bit trickier. I don't know why. I think it's just because the top's a little bit closer to the bottom. So down here, the top came in later in the race. And if I would have found it, I think actually we could have maybe been a top 5 car. I just found it with like 3 laps to go. I mean, if you guys have been watching my vlogs, you guys know I've missed the top quite a few times. So I didn't want to do that. So that's why I kind of tried to stay on the bottom. I mean, we already had a fast car and we were rolling down there pretty good. Now I'll go show you guys 1 and 2 down there. It's a little bit better. It's a little bit longer around the top side. So that's why the bottom tends to come in. Funny thing about Cottage Grove, I'm not sure if it's true, but I've heard some stories. It's like, see how they have all this forest right here? I've heard some stories of some guys flipping off of 2 and ending up down here in the trees. You know, like I was saying, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I've heard some stories of people flipping off of turn 2 right here and ending up in the trees. I think that was probably before there was probably some barricades and stuff right there. But here's a look at 1 and 2. Like I said, we were absolutely rolling the bottom. It's pretty dry right now. It actually hasn't watered. It's still got about 2 hours until the pit meeting. But I mean, I love this place. Definitely the best track on the out of the 5 or the 4 tracks we go to for Western Sprint Tour. Can't wait to come here for limited Speed Week 2. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah, this place is awesome. I mean, it's only gotten better, especially with the limited class. That's kind of helping. The sprint cars come back here well. They don't have a bunch of 360 shows here, but when they do, you know, they get a good amount of cars for the Marvin Smith and for Speed Week. But like I said, it's a little bit farther around the top side down here. And it's tonight, I think it's gonna get up here. So right up on the edge, right rear, right up here. A little nervous, I don't wanna go off the edge tonight, especially in a 360, I mean. Because a little bit more power. I've already hit, I think, that tire probably right there. And I've been close to hitting those over there. But yeah, like I said, we've been getting faster every single night we hit the racetrack. I'm excited, but that's gonna end this recap. So like I said, Banks finished 14th, started 16th. Last night started 11th, finished 10th. So slowly, I'm getting more comfortable. I'm starting to qualify better and do better in the heat race every single night I hit the track. But yeah, you guys can watch it all live on Dirt Oval TV. Thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. One last look at the racetrack. If you guys are in Oregon, California, and you guys can come to Cottage Grove Speedway one of these times, race some of the big 360 shows like the Marvin Smith or even Western Sprint Tour, highly recommend it. These guys put on a great show. Awesome. Everything Heather and Brian Crockett do for us is all good stuff. So thank you guys so much. I'll see y'all in the Speed Week videos when they come out.